that were burning, mobbing police officers, and attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment?
Like they always taught us, conspiracy carry more weight than the person who pulled the trigger. You understand me? Check. Here's the puppet master here. Here's the person who's funding all that foolishness out there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Now, who's in the circle? Who that? Who that, y'all? And look at all the people he funding, y'all. There's some names in this one. Funding all these motherfuckers, man. This dude, man. He's the problem. I've been said that shit. This dude is the problem, man. All these motherfuckers here, y'all. The same motherfuckers that's out there capping now. Look. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to see this shit, man. This shit ain't made up. Look, Maxine Waters, she on the payroll. Hillary Clinton. Obama was on the payroll. Come on, y'all. We already cracked the code on this shit, y'all. Look. Letitia James on the payroll. We done cracked the code, y'all. We already cracked the code on who's the puppet master and who's funding all this foolishness. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Look, y'all. We got evidence upon evidence, y'all. Who's involved, y'all? It is here, y'all. Look. The man who funds Black Lives Matter and Antifa. George Soros. It's right here. He's a traitor to his race, y'all. He fought alongside of Hitler to exterminate the Jews. And he's a Jew. But he fought alongside of Hitler to exterminate his own peoples. So he's a traitor to his race. So you know goddamn well he got them Negroes, them house Negroes, and they're a traitor to their race, to their own people, selling them out for this dude right here. That's funding all this foolishness. We need true justice to come in and arrest this dude and his son, Alex. And go his faggot ass son, Alex, right here, that took the power from his dad. So like I said, both the Soros need to be indicted and arrested on RICO charges. Conspiracy carry more weight than the person who pulled the trigger because they funding this fuck shit. And y'all know this. And y'all know this. That here, these people here is funding all this foolishness out there. And y'all not gonna even arrest this dude and indict both of them on RICO charges? Y'all showed us this shit all of our life. But now y'all not standing up to y'all laws? Wow. And here's the son again. With Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Big Ear Obama. He visited the White House. They said Alex Soros visited the White House. Look at him. Mook ass motherfucker. He a mook, y'all. He's the one that's funding the LGBTQ community because he got a little sugar in his tank, y'all. Is this the organization here that's out there funding now? Here's the mook ass son Alex again, y'all. Look, with Obama. We with this dude, Newsom, Biden. Boso. Booty Che. That's his name, Booty Che. Little hood rat, Jasmine Crockett. Ladies and gentlemen. See that? Oh, see that? I'm trying to glue your eyes on the evidence is here. Who's funding the Democrats and their foolishness, y'all? It's right here, y'all. It's right here, y'all. Look at that. Show ass back here. Chuck Schumer. Here they are here, y'all. At the Clyburn Fish Fry. But all these motherfuckers here, y'all, are in bed with the Soros. That's part of the plan, the agenda. These the motherfuckers that sold y'all out. That had y'all go out there and line up and take an experiment. Here they go right here, y'all. Here they go right here. Oh. There you go. There he is there, y'all. Able to evidence. Do that, y'all. Make that a thumbnail. Talking points that comes from the Democrats. Democracy is under attack. Democracy, because they get it from this dude here, y'all. You understand me? I want y'all to see this shit here, y'all, because I got a video that's going to play right behind this about them talking about these people are about to be exposed and arrested on RICO charges, conspiracy charges. You understand me? Let's go. I want y'all to see this shit. Most definitely drain the swamp. That rat ass Al Sharpton back there. We see your rat ass. There you go. All right, y'all, we're going to get into this video. This the last one here, but I just wanted to show y'all who's funding all this foolishness that's going on out there And a lot of people know that. Just because this dude got money, he's untouchable. I thought y'all said no one is above the law. Why is this dude not arrested yet on conspiracy RICO charges? Him and his son, Alex Soros. All right, let's get into this video about conspiracy.
So we're burning, mobbing police officers, and attempting to infiltrate and occupy federal buildings wearing armor and face shields. The best money can buy, somebody's financing it. We're going to find out through Pam Bondi and Department of Justice who it is. They're already on it. Who's financing all this equipment?
That is the big question this morning. Who is funding all these protests? President Trump vowing to find out as video shows masked individuals in LA handing out high-grade tactical gear.
So one leftist group handing out riot care packages with masks, gloves, goggles, and even a phone number to call for support from jail.
Kyle Scheidler is the Director of Homeland Security in the Center for Security Policy. Kyle, what is organized behind this? I mean, it's hard for us to believe that this is an organic uprising for people who think you should be able to stay here illegally. What do you think?
Well, it's not organic at all, but it is decentralized. So you have a lot of smaller groups who usually cover themselves as community organizations that do a lot of the crowd funding to pay for this kind of equipment. You know, those masks that they were showing, they go for about $35 on Amazon. So they're not overly expensive, and they can raise several $1,000s pretty quickly. I've seen them do it in previous events. So a lot of the equipment doesn't cost that much, and it's usually crowdsourced. What is expensive is legal aid, travel, hotel stays. These are things that are typically, that's where the money comes from the larger progressive foundations and begins to filter down into these community organizations. Now, sometimes some of that money gets diverted to things we would think of as illicit or intended for use in rioting. But it is a very large, very organized, decentralized structure that puts these.
So can they be, sorry to cut you off, Kyle, but so if the organization is providing all the tools in there, many times in law enforcement, we put that a part of a criminal conspiracy. Mm-hmm. So can they be charged as well for providing the tools?
Conspiracy carry more weight than the person who pulled the trigger.
Well, I think if you could build a domestic terrorism case, you could certainly include anything they did to provide material support under that. If you're just making a rioting case, a federal rioting across interstate lines, that's going to be harder to make the case for providing material support for that. Now, we do have laws at the state level in a number of states where they have included rioting activities under their RICO statute. That's not a federal law. I'd love to see it be a federal law. Mm-hmm. But in a number of states, Florida is one of them, they have RICO acts that allow them to go after the organizers and the funders who provide this higher level activity and organization. But you can do a lot with investigation. If you go to, for example, Georgia, where we have the Stop Cop City protests, these are a series of protests that went on for months, where they attacked police cars, attacked banks, attacked construction workers. And the state of Georgia is now charging over 60 people with domestic terrorism, material support, charity fraud. So you can build a case if you're willing to do the police work, but it requires hard work.
So, Kyle, what is the intent, and how far out do they plan these protests?
My guess is that they've been preparing to do this since before Donald Trump was president. Mm-hmm. Wow. The strategy, the overall strategy, the political imagery, that stuff will be determined in advance. What the topic is that they want this to be done on. We knew that they were going to do this on border security and immigration for some time.
American people.
What usually isn't determined in advance is the where and the when. For that, they're typically waiting for some kind of moment to build that they can then spring into action.
What are the name of the groups?
This all
Kyle,
requires serious networking.
Right. What are the name of the groups?
I mean, we've heard people mention the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I'm sure you've got your Revolutionary Communist Party there. You've got your anarchist affinity groups. These are smaller network groups. They don't even have names in a lot of cases, but typically we call them Antifa. And then backing them, you have the larger fiscal sponsors, the larger progressive foundations. We've seen Open Society Foundation. We've seen Tides Center involved in these kinds of protests in the past. And so I'll look to see if we have those in the future as well.
Well, someone's funding it, definitely, if they're getting these care packages with tactical gear.
Yep. Thanks so much,
Thank
Kyle.
you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.